Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the morning chat. I'll say my initial, I'll say my initial good morning for a few minutes because you all know this is also behind the scenes. So you're going to get what you get. Okay. So you get a little bit of IG gets a little bit, and you get a little bit, and we're gonna see how this turns out. Okay, okay. Okay. All right, now I'm ready. Hey. Good morning. Welcome to the morning chat where I tell you what's on my mind in the morning time. I hope you all have had a wonderful weekend and week. As you can tell, that I am coming on here a little bit later and on a different day, on Tuesday. So I've decided that I'm going to do my morning chats on Tuesday. That's open to my subscribers on YouTube where I go live, and I'll go live here on Instagram. And then on Thursdays, I will be doing a live only to my Patreon. So if you want to be in on the Patreon talk, it's going to be more intimate conversations. You're going to have to join my Patreon for only $3. You spend more than that on Hulu with commercials. Okay? Heck, you spend more than that. Well, you don't spend nothing if you get regular YouTube, but the way things is going, they're gonna start charging y'all to watch YouTube, Chad. So let's get into it. Morning announcements. So there's a couple of things that has been happening and in the works in the week that I in this last week. Um, so Remix Candles premiere, vending premiere will be happening on February 10th, 2023 at 8 p.m. to 10 at the Loves in the Air event in Marietta. Yes, I'll be selling my candles. I know I've had it on here. The flyer will follow later on all my social media channels. So if you are here in the Atlanta metropolitan area, come on out and celebrate love and buy a candle, of course. Um, Next, Mrs. Holla or Miss Holla, the elderly lady that her grandchildren, I believe, her grandchild or daughter was recording her, and she was just hilarious. Matter of fact, I used her audible when it was talking about, I never thought I'd be a celebrity like Will Smith and Jada. Yes, he said, "You a celebrity, Miss Hart? You a celebrity? Yes. Don't worry about it." Yes, I use that one, and it breaks my heart to inform you all, if you didn't already know and or you followed her, she is has passed away. Um, a moment of silence for Miss Hollow. Funny. In that moment of silence, I heard her say, "Girl, what are you moment of silence? You don't know me." But I enjoyed the content that she helped create with her family. We're going to go a little bit into the controversy of her passing and burial in a few minutes. Also, um, I have a bedtime stories. I have uploaded two since the last time I was on here live. Bedtime stories, 3 and 4 has are now available on according to Akara bedtime stories. Okay. You want to go there, you want to check it out. Okay. Um, it is interesting. Let me tell you, A Savage and His Lady starts out with scandal. Okay. And you want to get that book and follow along with me on bedtime stories. Okay. And the cocktails have been pretty simple. Been using vodka and been doing simple cocktails like um uh, screwdriver. I've done a child. I done forgot. Oh Lord, I done forgot. I made it. I also will make up a cocktail as well. I can't remember what 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 did I make initially with. Hmm, child, no, I don't know. It was vodka. But if you want to know what cocktails were featured on the first through the fourth episodes of Bedtime Stories, go ahead over there to Bedtime. According to Akara, podcast Bedtime Stories and check it out. So, and I'm trying to think, is there anything else new, more announcements? Now, let's kind of talk about a little bit about Miss Holla. There was a little bit of controversy recently. Um, thanks to Funky Dineva, I followed him. He was talking about the controversy of the family posting or creating a GoFundMe to help bury Miss Holla. And some people's like, of course, every time we do a GoFundMe, people don't want to really hear about it, but or they shame the family for doing it. All the cash apps and all the cash apps, all the what's the word I want to say? Um, and the donations that people were giving her because of her content, because she was just hilarious. And if you watched any of her videos or followed her on YouTube or any other social media that she was on, Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that, aka Meta, um, it is you kind of knew that she was ill. If you watched any of it, she was usually in a hospital bed that was in her home, and or in a home. I don't know if it was her home or not. None of my business. I don't know her financial situation. I'm not concerned, but about that, because people kind of shamed her for their family for basically asking for crowdfunding to help bury her. And I completely agree with Funky Dineva on the fact that we have been doing this from the beginning of time. We've been doing French fries to bury our grandparents and stuff like that. And the average low or middle class do not have life insurance. Okay. I had life insurance when I was working. I do not have life insurance now because I am really working towards building a legacy right now. And some things that I already have to deal with car insurance that I got to have in order to be able to drive my vehicle. Right? Right? You know, and life insurance oftentimes takes a back seat to the other just in case that we build up. And, that most of us, and I'm not even going to talk about that is the biggest, well, insurance, like if you pay all your premiums all this time, when I died, it shouldn't matter how I died. I should be able to get my life insurance. So not talking down about life insurance. I think because my parents had life insurance, I experienced a time in my life where I was all right. You know what I'm saying? I have one more parent to pass, one more parent that will pass, that could pass before me, God's willing. It would be before me that I will bury my father. And if he's anything like me, which he is, he's a Capricorn just like me. If and he's elderly, so he's on a limited income insurance unless he already had that with retirement and everything. To bury them is he's probably not paying into it unless it is a part of some type of plan that he's a part of. But he probably doesn't have it. And if he had any money, I don't expect anything because my father, biological father, if you ask me, he lived a very opulent life because that's what Capricorns do. Okay, for real, for real. We work hard to provide and to have nice things, much like Tauruses. Okay, in the zodiac, we work hard and we want to have nice things. Plus, nice things kind of it shows our status in life. You know what I'm saying? So yes, so he has very nice stuff. Okay. Also, he's from old school. They get quality stuff, even when they were, low class of, black. He believed in getting really good stuff, and because of him, I have really good stuff like this leather couch in the back, and a real headboard and footboard having bed. Okay, it was because of him. Both my queen size and my twin size bed have a headboard and a footboard. Me by myself, I had a headboard. I did something special. I did get myself a headboard this time. But for the majority of my adult life, where I was living and I was having to provide for just me, I didn't have that. I had a mattress and a box spring. And I started with a air mattress. You know what I'm saying? So it, I feel like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but you think just because you donated your hard-earned money that it was misappropriated, that they did not have it. Now, I do agree that if she was getting a significant amount of cash apps and money donated to Holla and getting paid from YouTube and stuff like that, um, maybe they should have set aside some type of money. But also, we don't know. She had some. I'm not sure what form of cancer, but she had some form of cancer. So those expenses, just to have that medical bed in her home, to have someone come out and administer certain medications, taking her to the doctor and from the doctor for treatment. And I know for a fact, to be honest with you, because my mom had a terminal form of cancer, pancreatic cancer, and my grandmother had ovarian cancer. The higher, and then my other grandmother died of lung cancer. She had some type of cancer. If a cousin's on here, Grandma Ruby, please confirm if it was lung cancer or it was still some form of cancer, right? And the older they get, a person is, they don't they don't really. It's like I don't know if what's the chemotherapy is the best for you. They may go into a plan of giving you a standard of living that is worth it while you're still here until it's time for you to go. So we don't know their finances, and we need to stop counting their pockets. Y'all need to stop counting their pockets. Half the people that was talking about them, that is a shame that they didn't have money to bury their loved one, Miss Holla, or they did get it up to get it, but she didn't have it. Then, and I'm sure once she was sick, they couldn't get any type of burial insurance or whatever, or any type of life insurance to bury her, you know, that would pay for her burial. I don't know. My parents had life insurance and they struggled to have it. I'm telling you, we had a lot of chicken meals and a lot of goulash and a lot of, you know, a lot of things like that. And I grew up middle class. I felt like lower middle class, to be honest with you, but we were still middle class, and they worked. And the only one who had a full time job every day was my dad, and my mom was a stay at home mom, but she also, I don't want to negate the fact that she also worked. She would do part-time jobs. She would have these little, I don't even want to call it little, but they were little because she did home interior and all these types of businesses that brought in finances. You know what I'm saying? And of course, as we got older, it was less strain. So they were able to have life insurance and keep life insurance, and it benefited them and us when they passed, because we had what we needed to bury. My son would not have anything to bury me. Not that I want to be buried. I'm gonna tell you right now, fire it up, fire it up, fire up the fire. Put cremate your girl. Hell, I mean, you can give my body to science, to be honest with you, but don't be spending all that money trying to put me in the ground or in an urn. You could donate if it can help science. That's what I do, and I get that straight from my dad, Jerome Robinson. Okay, he's like, the only reason he chose cremation is because I'm pretty sure it has something to do with just his mom and my mom probably not, wanting it to be something, you know what I'm saying? And not just having his body poked and prodded. But for science, poke and prod me. I'm gone. Doesn't matter. Cut me up and throw me in the trash. I mean, Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not here no more. I have no use of this body no more. This body is gone to me. I'm gone to the Father. So that part. Um, so let's stop counting people. Let's make it normalized. Stop counting other people's pockets, and we can normalize it. But there's always gonna be somebody counting other people's pockets, and I'm telling the truth. So moving on from that, I want to talk a little bit about this. There's another coach, or was pending coach of a HBCU, where he outed the HBCU, and this HBCU happened to be BCU, Bethune-Cookman University. It's a HBCU. To be honest with you, I guess it's in Florida. I think it is. I used to work for someone whose their alma mater is Bethune-Cookman, and they had wonderful things to say about the school. But this coach, his name is Ed Reed. He was fired. He wasn't the head coach, but he was a coach, and he was a former NFL player, I believe. He played for the Ravens. He wasn't the head coach, but boy, he dragged BCU for filth, which makes me wonder. And I'm calling out comedy hype for a fact, real talk. And I might copy them on, at them on Instagram on this one. I need y'all to circle back to the whole how everybody dragged Deion Sanders for leaving Jackson State for Colorado. And people were like, oh, he was trying to get people to go to the HBCUs, support these HBCUs. And I don't think, I was like, if he left that HBCU after getting people hyped up about it, there had to have been some type of change. It's like, if he was being treated well and done well, I don't think he would have. A lot of money he contributed into Jackson State to provide the type of the upgraded, what's the word I say, equipment and things that they needed for the team to make them a winning team. Okay. Yes, he brought CNN and all these other networks out to actually film, well, we say film like we still use, record their games, and they were going live and they were popular. Everybody was talking about Jackson State. But what y'all didn't realize is how bad Jackson State was treating the football team, how they were stealing from the football proceedings, was stealing from Deion Sanders, literally and figuratively. You know what I'm saying? And you want him to stay in that, and you drag him because he didn't stay in that, because he promoted them. And then once he gets there, he realized how really bad it was to go to be a coach there. Miss me. And I need comedy hype. I want y'all to circle back to this whole story. I mean, they presented it on, that's where I got comedy hype, but I want y'all to get the comment. I want y'all to go back to Pierre and them and Capone and Yamanique and see, now that we have this coming out, Ed Reed talking about airing out another black HBCU and how poorly they treat the sports team and how poorly they are doing with their finances. You can big up Ed for staying or wanting to stay, okay? Because they fired him because he outed them on Instagram, right here on Instagram, or how horrible the facilities were. And see, that's the thing with these HBCUs. It's funny how people would drag, and when someone is trying to stick by us as a people, but then us and be your own people be treating you like crap, and then you want us to stay with that. I wonder, because Yamanique really had, and I I don't hate the sister at all, but it just didn't sit very well how he was the one da. But would you have stayed in that same situation? I'm asking her specifically because she has strong feelings about Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State. My question: if you were in that same situation, would you have stayed in that situation if you had an opportunity to leave? White school, black school, whatever. Would you? Do you still patronize black-owned businesses that treat you like crap and don't give you good product? Hmm? Because I know I wouldn't. Now, me, I might. Maybe she would have. That's my question. If she would have stuck by and stayed in a place where they were stealing from you, breaking into your stuff and stealing from you, the school was taking money, misappropriating the money that was supposed to go to the sports program and putting it in other places. You know what I'm saying? After Deion Sanders had built it up and was putting money in it, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't even counter offer actually, no, I'm sorry. Jackson did counter offer, but the offer was that he had to split the money and pay the staff of the football team staff from that million. Are you kidding me? But then it's like it be your own people. That's all I'm to say. It seems like, and I love my black people. I just wish we do better by one another. You know what I'm saying? Again, I mean, I did a TikTok the other day. Can we normalize having good customer service in black-owned businesses? Basically, can we treat each other right? And customers, hey, stop trying to go in there and get a deal and complaining about the price. Oh, you can get to what? Then go to Walmart and get it. Okay, you can't afford my candles. My candles are $15 and $20, depending on the size of the candle. The price is the price. Don't haggle with me. That's what the price is. You don't go on Walmart and say, I could get this for $1 at a Dollar Tree. Walmart will tell you go to the Dollar Tree and get it. Okay. You're not going to haggle with a Walmart cashier about the price or the manager. Okay. You're going to buy it and you're going to complain and you're going to buy it at the price that they gave you. Okay, or you'll wait for it to be on the discounted shelf or section of the store, or you'll go to the place where it is. But sometimes, I just feel like I really feel. I mean, I just want to circle back and get again back to it because I kind of went off into something else, talking about us black people. You know what I'm saying? Um, American black people. I can't speak for no other country, but American black people, of how entitled sometimes we feel we are a little entitled. And then when we get one person that's willing to toe the line, and when we decide I don't want to do it no more, get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. Okay. I'm not gonna sit up here and continue being taken advantage of by my own people for the cause of the own people. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? I'm not going to sit up there and get screwed with no grease by my own people. My own? And you get mad when a white man want to offer me better, better facility, better opportunity, more money, all this, and you mad? Because I'm leaving a place where they're screwing me with no grease. I'm just saying. I know he hyped it up, but sometimes you hype up stuff, when you first meet somebody and you say, oh, he's so nice. He took me out to the nicest restaurant. And yes, they're good until you realize, wait a minute, hold up. He took me out to this, like, he wooed me. He had all the right words. He dressed nice, looked nice. His shoes was good. He makes the good money until you actually start going out on dates. And then he wants you to split the bill with him. You gonna still be with that dude? I mean, just saying. So I feel like Ed Reed, when he outed another HBCU, this is the issue with the HBCUs. They misappropriate money. Where the money going? Where's the donations going? Okay, but this kind of brings us full circle back to Ms. Holler. Let's stop counting people's pockets. Let's normalize stop counting people's pockets, because I don't know what the issue is. I don't know why they don't want to invest in the football team or try to make them better or get them to a new level, why they don't do it. You know, they shoot their shot to get these former NFL players to come to their schools, but then they, you know what I'm saying? You say, you want me to just come here because you're black? Just because you're black? Come on, let's get it together. So I just feel like, I need comedy hype and them to have that conversation again now that we got Reed. Now they did circle back and try to with Monique, and now with Jonah Hill, who did doing a movie, and he refused to promote the movie overseas for mental health reasons. For he want it gets a little stressful. He doesn't want to do it, and I just want to hear what Comedy High have to say about Ed Reed. Like I want to hear what Pierre, and I kind of like what Pierre said initially. It's like, I think they said something about them stealing from him. I can't tell this brother to stay somewhere where they're treating him bad. But the other one, Capone and Yamanique, I really want to hear from y'all. Do you still feel the same way about Deion Sanders leaving than now that we have someone else coming out about the poor conditions of the sports program and the school, really, of another HBCU, and then them firing them because he outed them. He told the truth. He told the truth, and Deion Sanders never never went in. He never revealed the issue that he had with Jackson State. I mean, he did, but he didn't go in like Ed Reed did. You know, I really love to hear y'all commentation, Comedy Hype. Okay. Now I know they had something with breakfast with Comedy Hype, and I know Comedy Hype is here in Atlanta. I might try to go to one of their Tuesday chats because I'd like to know. I'd like to ask that question now that Ed Reed had come out about his um, how he outed another HBCU for their poor conditions of their sports team. Now, let's get into the 15 minutes of fun. Now, Instagram, you know what that means. I gotta let you go. But if you want to see the full video, you can come over here, subscribe to my YouTube page called According to Akara-Conversations, and you can hear my 15 minutes of fun where I tell you my real opinion about gentrification. Okay? Bye now, and we'll see you next time on Tuesday for the morning chat. Bye. Okay, now y'all, it's gonna take me a minute to post this. Okay, now let me set my timer. There it is. Now this 15 minutes of fun starts now. Look, okay, so I did a little investigation or study of what gentrification really is. Now, my initial understanding of gentrification is that you take a poor neighborhood, or urban neighborhood, and wealthier people come in, usually white, come into that neighborhood, buy these old crack houses in the hood, okay, tear them down, rebuild them, or totally renovate it, and they bring their friends, and then because now they're there, the police is better. They're bringing Starbucks into Kirkwood and Alitos into Kirkwood, and I say that because that's a neighboring area where I stay here in Atlanta, which 10, 15 years ago, you wouldn't be caught at night. You wouldn't be caught dead at night in hell in the day in Kirkwood because it was so bad over here. Um, but the official definition, according to the CDC, is gentrification is, and I keep pronouncing the T because I was saying gentrification, like ginger, like, yeah, the root is gentrification, the process of whereby the character of a poor urban area is changed by the wealthier people moving in, improving housing, and attracting new business, typically displacing the current inhabitants of that in that process. Now, from go if you go to the cdc.gov /healthy places, it talks about gentrification and the health implications of disparity when gentri- gentrification occurs. Okay, the process. They claim one of the things that they claimed is gentrification causes health effects for the displaced individuals that used to stay there for cheap. Now the rent has gone up and the access to health care is no longer accessible to them. Is no longer affordable, healthy housing, healthy food, transportation, etc., along with stress, injuries, and crime and violence, etc. Okay, that's not what they said, but well, some of it is what they said, but read the whole article for yourself and give your opinion, but this is mine. Okay, but I'm also giving you where I'm getting this information from, and then I'm going to tell you how I feel. And then, according to Investopedia.com, you go there and they talk about gentrification is the transformation of a city neighborhood from low value to high value in a short period of time and is oftentimes politically charged. Okay. The I'm like, okay, I see it. I can see. I'm like, I never really thought of it from a political situation. I'm sorry, I paused because I was going to go into what the terminology gentrification came from, but we'll talk about that after I say I never considered that it could be politically charged, but it makes sense because politically you want to increase the value so they can collect higher taxes because if the value of the inner city, the urban cities go up, they can charge more taxes. His property tax is based off the value of your home. Okay, so you got more people coming in and building better homes, better housing, healthier housing. You know what I'm saying? And they're bringing higher end stuff. So into that once run down, unkempt, poor urban neighborhood. Um, What I did not know is the term gentrification was popularized by British sociologist Ruth Glass in 1964, where she used the term to describe the the influx of middle class people moving into the working class neighborhood or the poor neighborhood. Okay. So let me sell it. Let me put it just like this and like that. Okay. If you were already taking care of your neighborhood, my friends, my people, because it's usually my people that these neighborhoods has taken over, where they were staying, the poor, you know, if you weren't taking care of your neighborhood, why are you mad because wealthier people are moving in and taking it over and increasing, the value of it, thus increasing the rent, the cost of food. The CDC can miss me with that BS. And I know that's the CDC, they're scientists, but those scientists clearly never lived in the hood. Okay? Let's get 100. Let me take these glasses because the reflection of the light, my ring light, is, I hate it. But miss me with that BS. Prior to people moving, wealthier people moving in here, okay, they had the stress. They didn't have good health, healthy food choices or good access to good health care. They weren't coming here. They were leaving the neighborhoods of the poor and people, and we didn't have access then. Now I grew up middle class. I'm telling you, but I have lived. Okay, I have lived in the lower class or the lower income situation. Okay, and I know that I don't want my main uh, um, grocery store to be these nasty old mom and pop grocery stores. And I'm not talking about a nice grocery store, but it's like their meats are almost expired, the canned foods are almost expired, or the product that they sell in their stores is crap. Okay? It's crap. I don't want to save a lot to be the main store in my neighborhood, selling a ton of ramen, salty ass ramen noodles, okay, and steakums. Not real, not steak, okay? Steakums, okay? You lucky if you got real meat. You know what I'm saying? And canned meats. And you know what I'm saying? Come on. So miss me. And I think a lot of times when it comes to my community, the black community, is the problem that comes in with my black community is that I feel like we feel the white man is coming into our neighborhood. Is it really ours? Neighborhood and taking over. But you have graffiti all over the place. And not all the graffiti is nice, what's I want to call it, murals. You know what I'm saying? Because some of it is, you could tell when it's art and when it's just some gang marking their territory. Okay. Again, I live close to that. Well, Edgeworth has always been kind of nice, but Kirkwood and Old Fourth Ward, child, you wouldn't have been caught dead 15 years ago here at night. Now we got, can I just say it, white people running their dogs at night at 6 o'clock in the morning when the sun's still down. They're like, you a brave person. But they're coming in there, changing it up and causing an increase. It sucks. It really does. But you don't need someone to give you free cleaning products for you to clean your house, do you? Do you? Do you need someone to give you free soap to wash your butt? Do you? Then it does. No one have to give you something to take care of your neighborhood, my people. Take care of the neighborhood. that you live in. You even if you. My brother once said, "It's never been our country, nigga. This country is built on the backs of." If I'm really African, and I'm assuming because of my color that I have ancestry of African descent, okay, this country is built on the backs of slaves. Okay, those white men that is in office and is taking over between the indigenous people of this land and Africans they brought over from Africa has been built. And we're not going to negate the fact that even with the Asians, when they came over, they came over here. But once they came over here, they was enslaved to help build the railroad roads. Look into it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they had something to do with building the railroads. Okay, so this is our country, and even if it isn't, do you mess up a rental car? You have to drive it. So, or at least a vehicle, you have to drive. You have to live here, and this is you're okay with living in filth. Then is that's what you're saying? You're okay with living in a criminal infested area. That's what you're saying. You okay with that? There's nothing we could do. Police yourselves. Oh, when we did try, they killed off our leaders. Rise up again. Okay, our leaders shouldn't be one person. Our leaders include several people, all of us. So, miss me. Stop complaining about gentrification when you had it. When you had it, you didn't take care of it. And don't get mad when someone comes in and cleans it up and increase the value. Just saying. That's all I got for you. I will see you next time on the morning chat on Tuesday. Look out for the next bedtime stories. Also, go to my TikTok, according to Akara TikTok. I do a shortened version of the bedtime stories. Also, if you are part of my Patreon, I will see y'all on Thursday when I get a little, maybe I might go a little more deeper because I have a thing about my people. Excuse me, I know that was nasty, sorry. But my people just, you kind of have feel like you entitled. And some of it you really are because we weren't. But at the other end, sometimes it's just shut up and just work and do it and stop complaining. Okay? Bye. You all have a good one. Remember, love yourself, love your neighbors, and stay authentic. Bye.